Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Karen's Kitchen. I'm doing another recipe. I'm making chickpea burgers. There's my daughter. Hi, sweetie. I did the chopping up ahead of time because I wanted to get that done because it takes a long time to chop anything up. So I'm going to put this all in the carrots and celery and onions. I'm going to put it in my food processor because you have to blend them up, and I would rather use this than my Vitamix. And in case you're wondering, I do have my oven, my convection oven all heated up. I just finished heating it, but I'll make sure it's back on 400 so it doesn't, it's hot right now, but I want to make sure I get it up, doesn't cool down on me. And this has to go in there at 400 at 35 minutes. So. Welcome to everybody coming in, and thank you for coming in. And this also has chickpeas in the bottom of it too, as you can see. A can of chickpeas. It calls for baby spinach too, but I didn't have any, and I didn't want to run and get any. I don't particularly care for baby spinach on my burgers anyway. So I'm not going to put spinach in them. These mats are ideal for picking things up, I tell you that. They really are. Now let me go ahead and share this out real quick. Whoops, hit the wrong thing. There we go. Ask for share. And then I'm going to share the broadcast. Thank you for inviting followers, sweetie, and I'm going to share it up on Twitter. Okay. Now I need, let's see, 1 teaspoon of cumin. So I'll get my teaspoon out and I'll do my cumin. Oh, here's a teaspoon. Whoa. On the sink, I'll just leave it in there. Cumin, let's see, right here it is. Guess I have to put that in a different place. Okay. Like I said, I don't have the spinach, so I won't put that in here. I could probably, in lieu of that, I could probably put parsley in it, or I could put, I don't have cilantro, but I could put parsley in it. I could put dill in it if I wanted to. I do have some parsley. I might put some of that in here. Let's see. I think I will. I'll put a half a cup of parsley in there instead. And I'll just cut some of this down a little bit. Put the paper off. And I'll just not really measure it out. I'll just throw some in here because I don't have the spinach. So I'll just put the parsley in here. Parsley's good anyway. When you don't have one thing, you do something else. And that's better than cilantro. My daughter doesn't like cilantro. She thinks it tastes like toilet water. Well, let's see what I'm doing here. Okay, there we go. She thinks it tastes like toilet water. So just cut a little bit down and just chop it up a little bit and try to throw it in here. It'll be in lieu of the spinach. Doesn't really matter because it's all going to be blended together anyway. So I'll just do that. The rest of this I'll put back later. There for now. Let's see. And the cumin and cayenne pepper calls for. I don't put that in there. And 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. Okay. Let's see if I put did I put those in here? Maybe I didn't, didn't I? No, if I did it. Let's see. Oh, I think I put them right here. I don't know where my teaspoons are. I think they're in here. Oh, yeah, they are because I washed them. Okay. There we go. So I washed them and didn't put them away yet. Okay, here's 1/8 of a teaspoon. I don't put pepper in it, so I'll just put some salt in it. welcome to everybody coming in, and thank you for coming in. Now, I know you've never seen me use my, this is my new, this thing is a little tricky to get it to work, but I finally got it to work the other day. Make sure it's really blended really well, because I got to make patties out of it, and it gets about 12 patties, I think, something like that. So I might blend it a little bit more, and then I will put this back on, blend it a little bit more. You can see it's got to lock on. Sides anyway, so I'll just leave it. Okay. All right. So I'm going to unpop it for right now. Okay. There. I always have a struggle to figure out how to unlock that thing. I always want to go the wrong way with it. Let me put this back here. Move this back here. This thing has got things on the bottom that sticks to your cupboard, so it doesn't move, which is a good thing to have. Now it says to scoop equal sized balls of batter onto a baking sheet. I'm going to use my baking sheet right here. Yeah, Hi, Arlene. Yeah, that's my, that is my convection oven. I think I'll just take like an ice cream scoop. And like I said, I didn't have baby spinach, so I just used parsley. We'll see how many patties I'll get out of this. I probably should have put, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to get some parchment paper, and I'm going to put it on parchment paper. It doesn't say to, but I'm going to get a sheet of parchment paper and put that on there, because it'd be a lot better. Box. I just love parchment paper. I think it works so much better. Things just don't stick. Whoever invented parchment paper, they knew what they were doing. I'm just going to take my hands. I think it'll work better. Just take my hands. Supposed to make about 12 patties, and we'll see how many I get out of it. Might not get 12, but that's okay. That's why you bake these, I think, instead of putting them in a fry pan. They'll come out much better. In the first place, that's a little easier to get to my without that blade in there. This is a real nice food processor. Once I figured out how to use it, once I figured out what was wrong with it, I didn't have the screw on the bottom of the bowl screwed in, and it wouldn't work. So once I figured that out, screwed it in, and it worked fine. Once I put these in the convection oven, then you'll be able to, yeah, I'm not going to get 12 because I'm making them bigger, but that's okay because I don't like real small patties anyway. And I can freeze up what I don't use. ends. Just rinse some stuff off and then I'll dry them. Then I'll put this in here. Set it back for 400 again. 35 minutes. Ow, that thing is hot. Okay, bake. Okay. All right, time 35. Well, I'll put it on 30. It says that's the most you can put it on anyway, is 30. So it says 20. Yeah, it is 25 to 30 minutes. So I'll just put it on 30. So there you go. So now you can see that I just now put it in there. You can see it's in here, and we're gonna watch it in there instead. And it'll beep at me when it's done. I like that convection oven. I really do. I really, really do. Yeah, don't they though? I didn't have spinach. I just put a little parsley in it. I'm not a spinach fan. So, and this is the can that of chickpeas I opened up yesterday for the aquafaba. So, and I just put the can in the refrigerator and then used it. Because it's a lot better to use a food processor than try to smash them with your hands. You can't smash them with your hands too well. I got my kitchen to clean up, and I can't put this up there because it's hot. So I'll keep this over here. So there we go. Now I can talk to you. Oh, you'll have to watch the replay. Oh, okay, okay. Welcome to Periscope for the very first time. Move it over just a little bit. There we go. Yeah. So as you can see, there's my convection oven. I had a hard struggle trying to get this thing on. Oh yeah, some people do, but I don't really like to peel them. I don't think it's necessary to peel them at all. I really don't. Oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot to start this. Forgot to hit the start button. You live and learn. Well, that's okay. And now I just realized it wasn't going. The time wasn't going. It's because I forgot to hit the start button. You know, it's a new thing I've got, and it's it's a little bit of trial and error. It's a little bit of trial and error, and it will beep at me when it's done. But it holds. You can see it holds the just one. See, it holds the cookie sheet really well. See how wide that is? This holds two 16-inch pizzas. That's why I got this. And this is an Oster. And it has I bought it at Walmart. And it was $100. But that is a lot cheaper than buying a whole new oven or even getting my other oven fixed. And I read reviews on it. And there was a lady that uses this specifically. She doesn't even use her range oven anymore. She just uses her convection oven. Now, this is on plain bake. Yeah, it is. Now, you go on Amazon. They had them for a lot more, $270, $280, $300. And even had this particular one on there, but that was a little bit higher on Amazon. I thought, well, I don't want that. So I just went and kind of did a research on it first before I bought the one I wanted. And when I saw this one there, I thought, this is the one I want to get because I think Oster is a good brand. Hamilton Beach, I don't know if I recommend that to anybody because our food processors we had before were Hamilton Beach. Like Erlene said, they give you lousy customer service. So, oh, you've seen it on Amazon? Okay, let me throw this away. Let me throw this away too. So, but I thought this. Oh, I will. I thought this would be a good place for the convection oven. That way you guys can watch it while it's baking. And I don't have to bend down or anything else. And it's really hot. It gets hot all over, so I have to be very, very careful because it really heats up the top part, so I can't put anything up on top while it's going. And I think it'll do really, really well. They seem to be holding together. You don't have a light in it, but yeah, just to break it down. It was to blend it, just to break it down. Because with chickpeas, you'd have to mash them otherwise. It said blend them all together. So I thought, well, I'll just put them in my food processor and blend it down that way. In case you're wondering, my Vitamix, I moved it over on the other side of the stove because I wanted to be able to, I had to be able to get this in here, and I had to be able to open the door. And I couldn't with the Vitamix there, so I thought, well, I better move the Vitamix over next to the toaster and my knives, and keep the Instapot and my food processor here. And I can always bring the Vitamix over here if you want to see me using it for any of the scopes. But I recommend a convection oven. They're a lot better than your regular oven. I know it's going to do a good job. You can see if you barely, well, you probably can't see it on, but it's counting down. It's got a timer on it, and it's counting down now. 26, 41, 40. And when it gets the time done. I love the Instapot. However, for some unknown reason, mine is not working like it should. It releases steam during the whole process. You know, it's supposed to come to pressure, and then it's supposed to stop. But it releases steam. It releases steam during the whole process. So I'm thinking maybe I have a defective lid. I don't know. You want a convection oven? Yes, they'd probably be a lot better than what you have. Because I know you said your oven isn't very good, Arlene. This is an option you can set it on regular bake or convection bake. I just put this on regular bake. There are probably certain times you will use it for convection. But, yeah, I know. Well, maybe yours is going out. I don't know. Yours is going out like mine did. You know, they don't last forever, that's for sure. Little did I realize mine was going to go out on me like it did. But I'm glad I found out when I did. So I could go and get a convection oven. It fits just fine right there. I could get the door open and everything I need to do. And you can see me doing everything with it. You know, putting it in and taking it out. You know. And I really like the way it looks. You know, it really works well. Yeah, I know. And the problem of it is, I hate calling anybody to come out and look at my oven to replace the element, because they might want to do more than just replace the element. They're going to want to charge me for coming out. Well, I don't need that. I think it's totally unfair that they charge you for even coming out. They got to make money, so they're out to make money as much as they can. So if they can charge you for coming out, that's what they're going to do. And I hate that. I really do. I don't like the fact that they want to charge you for coming out. I don't need that. I mean, just to replace an element is fine. That's what they did. They did for my furnace. They charged me, God, was it $90? I think it was $90 or $95 just to come out, even if they don't do any work. I owed them $95. By the time I got done, it was $235 or $265. But I've since paid that back. I put it on my credit card, but I've since paid it off. But you got it, you know, you can't help it sometimes. You know, things happen. You know, what do I do with my water? Oh yeah, here it is. And things happen, and you got to make do. But I'm not one for spending any more money than I have to. You know, if I can. Now I'm not a cheapskate by any stretch of the word. But if I can get something done a little cheaper than otherwise, I'll do it. Because I like to try to do things myself if I can, but it's not always an easy thing to do. You know, living alone, trying to get this thing into the house. Oh my goodness. I took my box this morning and I scooted it into the kitchen. Okay, you want to get that, there's a bot there. Well, let me mute that one. Oh no, it's simply Natasha. No, don't block her. Simply Natasha is one of my followers. I had a hard time getting this in the house. So this morning, I'll take the box. It's in the hallway. And I'll just scoot it into the kitchen. And then I'll open it up. Because the box is what makes it so awkward to carry. This itself was not very heavy. It depends. It does have soy in it. Some people cannot have soy. So you have to take that in as a factor. Otherwise, I do eat tofu. Not every day, but I do eat tofu. I do love tofu. It's a very good thing. I do fix tofu patties. I fix tofu scramble. I was going to fix tofu burgers a while back, and it ended up being tofu patties because I forgot to drain the water off. That was my mistake. I didn't take the time. Ingredients. Okay. I gotta get my thing. I set it over here. Okay. 1 can of chickpeas. 2 large carrots chopped, and 2 celery stalks chopped. 1 medium onion peeled and chopped, and I used the Pampered Chef one. A half a teaspoon of baby spinach, which I don't have, so I just put parsley in it, just very little of that. A teaspoon of cumin. It calls for a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, but I don't use cayenne pepper. 1/8 of a teaspoon of pepper and 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. I don't use pepper, I only use salt, so I put that in there. That's basically what the ingredients are. They're very simple to make, not hard at all. So you can make these yourself. And let's see, I'll put this over here. Because I'm going to post them up on Facebook, post the recipe up on Facebook, post a picture of them, and let everybody see what they look like. They're simple to make. I remembered I had printed out the recipe not too long ago for it, and I wanted to make these because they're simple to make. They're beginning to look real good. I'm glad I used the parchment paper. It doesn't say about parchment paper, but I thought, well, might as well use parchment paper. It'll keep it from sticking that way. Now, there is a pan that comes with the convection oven, which is a little smaller. I thought, well, I'll use my regular baking sheet. I'll have more room because that one's a little bit smaller. Welcome to those coming in, and thank you for coming in. Thank you for sharing this out and coming in. The convection oven, I really love it. 30 minutes. 30 minutes. Okay. I'll get this other one here, the Feudy Free. Don't do Natasha, but do the second one. Would you get the second one for me? If you don't, I'll mute the second one. I'll go ahead and mute that one. Let me see, where's it at? I'll go ahead and mute them. I'll go ahead and mute them. There we go. Okay, thanks, sweetie. Yep, got to get them muted. You know, that's even like Alexa said, that's even worse than blocking them because they got to sit in there and they got to watch it and they can't say a word. It's disabled. Hi from Italy. Good to see you. Welcome. Hi, Ashley. Good to see you. Welcome. Welcome. Welcome to everybody that's coming in. I made some chickpea burgers and I put them in my convection oven since my range oven does not work. And it stopped working the other day. I think the heating element went out. So I thought, well, I'll go get me a convection oven. It'd probably be a lot better anyway. And this thing really heats up fast. It does a real good job. Within 7 minutes, it was heated up. That's what it says. It can heat it up within 7 minutes. So I thought, my goodness. And you just set the time and set the temperature and start it up. And what would I eat this with? Oh, you could eat it with anything you want. You know, you could eat with you could eat with veggies. You know, put it on a bun. Put it with lettuce and tomato and stuff like that. Yeah, the stove part still works. Yep. Can you hear the fan? No, it's very, very quiet. You guys can't hear it, and I can't hear it either. No, but I know it's very, very hot because I can stand here, put my hand like that, and it's very, very hot. Now I cannot touch this on the sides, on the top, or anywhere because it gets very hot. This is the only part that doesn't get hot, but it's hot otherwise, so I can't put anything on top of it. It does. I don't think it maintains the heat as long as the other oven. I don't know. But I think this is cost effective. It's a lot better. It's going to use a lot less energy. It's going to work much better. It's very quiet. I'm liking it already. This is the extra large one. This is by Oster. They had several of them there at Walmart, but I thought this would be the best because it has different presets. It's got bacon. It's got roast. You can even do toast in here too, but I'm not doing that because I've got a toaster for that. So I'm not doing that. I specifically use this for things that I make here on Periscope or that I make when I'm not on Periscope, whether you do muffins or you do bread. You've got to have an oven for that. You can't do it without it. So, and this came with 2 racks, as you can see. And you could do 2 things at once if you want to. Like I said, it holds 2 16-inch pizzas, which the pizzas I have are never that big anyway. Yeah, I have a toaster oven too. But the thing of it, well, that's okay. better late than never. The toaster oven I have is small. You can't do much with it. I cannot put my cookie sheet in there like I can this and bake anything on it. So I decided that I am just going to get a convection oven and use it. And I can stand here and I can feel the heat from it. Not overly powering like my range oven is, but this gets very, very hot and it works beautifully, right? And it's got a little more than 17 minutes to go, but it works beautifully. I'm really going to like it. I really am. And I can see it's doing a real good job on the burgers. They're not falling apart. And you got, like I said, you got the parchment paper. I put that on there so I wouldn't dirty up the, Of course, you still have to use a hot pad and that stuff to get it out. But, it's working beautifully. I'm loving it. And I'm glad I decided to buy it. I thought I have to do something. I got to have an oven. I can't be without an oven. And I got to thinking, well, why don't I get a convection oven? Because I know that they work really well. Now, I do know that some people will have a convection oven in their kitchen that stands like your range oven. If you can get a standable, regular size convection oven, people use that instead of what they have. Oh, that person, I'm going to block. Would you block that person, Laura, or mute him? I'm going to block him. I'm going to have to block him. Oh, I'm going to block him. Right there, I blocked him. I blocked him. Oh, my goodness, that was very rude. I should have left the person issue and muted him and left him in there, but I'm blocking him. That was uncalled for. Oh, my goodness. What the world? I know all you could do is mute him, and I can just block him in the end, but I block him and get him out of here. You're going to have those kind of people come in here all the time. Oh, you had to leave and carry in groceries? As you can see, I got my tool thing all full, and I've been using it already. I filled it completely up, took everything out, and kind of, pushed things around the way I wanted. And I like the fact I can turn it and find what I'm looking for. So that really works really well. So I decided to fill that up last night after I got off of Periscope. Welcome to Periscope for the very first time. Filled it up. And I thought, well, I love this thing. And I know I'm going to like this too. The people that didn't see it last night. This is the Spill No More. Where you, where's the burgers? They're in the convection oven. For those that are just coming on, my regular oven went out. The heating element does not light. So I bought a countertop convection oven to use in place of it. And as I understand, some people just use a convection oven alone. They don't use their range oven anymore. This seems to be doing the work. All I do is set the temperature. I preheat it first. Then I went back and made sure the temperature stayed at 400. No, I didn't. No oil in the burgers. None. The only thing I didn't put in it that I didn't, because I didn't have was baby spinach. So I just put a little bit of parsley in it. So it's going to be a little bit different, but there's no oil in it. To put oil on the outside of them, but I decided not to do that. They said you can. It was optional, and I didn't want to put olive oil on the outside of them. So what's the recipe? Okay, let me find. Oh, here it is. Let me go. I've got this all. Let me see. Oh, here we go. All right. It says 2 cups of cooked chickpeas or 1 can of chickpeas, which I use 1 can, your 15-ounce can. 2 large carrots chopped, 2 celery stalks chopped, 1 medium onion peeled and chopped, 1/2 teaspoon of baby spinach, or half a cup baby spinach. I did not have that, so I left that out. A teaspoon of cumin. It calls for 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, which I don't use that either. 1/8 teaspoon of pepper and 1/8 teaspoon of salt. I don't use pepper, but I do use the salt. So I did put that in there. And then it said to blend all the ingredients together. So what I did is I put them in my food processor and blended them all together. I used that instead of my Vitamix because I thought they would blend just fine. And they did. They blended together so I could make the patties. And they're doing really well. They're holding up together. I'm not going to touch them when I get out, get them out of here. I don't know if they're going to be dry. Well, I'm getting another. Yeah. Oh, oh, no, I don't use pepper. Thank you for taking care of that, Erlene, because I was just about ready to mute that guy. When you mute him, it's like it's like Alexa said, that's even worse than blocking them because they have to sit in there and listen to everything. They can't even talk. If they want to talk, it's been disabled. I know. I got accidentally muted by one of my friends the other night on her Periscope, and she didn't realize that she had muted me. She meant to mute somebody else, and she muted me, and she didn't know she had. And I tried to message her during the Periscope because she's got an iPad and an iPhone, but she didn't get the message. So after she got off, I told her that she muted me, and she says, I did. She says, she thought somebody else had muted me, and she was telling them to unmute me. But there was no way I could tell her that I muted her or that she muted me. So I had gone in, Ruben Arana, I've got him on my messenger. So he always comes into her scope, and I messaged him, and I said, would you tell Marilyn to unmute me because she muted me? She didn't get the message. She saw the comment, but she thought somebody else had. You can use, oh yes, I like Himalayan pink salt too. I do use it periodically whenever it calls for it, but most of the time I use sea salt. And this is the salt that I use, the sea salt. However, like I said, I do have Himalayan pink salt, and I will use it from time to time. It's also a great salt to have. But I do not use pepper. I have it, but I don't like using it. I don't really think you need to use it. I'd rather leave the pepper out. But I don't use refined sugar. I don't use the Morton, the regular salt. I use the sea salt, which is better for you anyway. So, yes, I do. I certainly do. I use that. Yep, I use every recipe when it calls for salt. I use sea salt. Alexis, hi, good to see you. You know something, Alexis? I don't know. I'm not sure if we can or not. I know everybody else, somebody that mutes them can unmute them, but I don't know if we can unmute them ourselves. It's like you said, it's funny because you can mute you can? I see, I've never tried. Because, unmuting them, it's like you said, Alexis, they got to sit in there and they got to listen to everything. Is the sea salt iodized? I don't think, no, it does not have iodine in it. No, it's not iodized. No, I use sea salt, which is better for you than the regular salt. It is not iodized salt. Iodized isn't as good for you as the regular sea salt is. But anyway, talking about muting, I have never tried it, Alexis. I don't know if you can or not. I have never tried it. When I mute somebody or block somebody, I leave them that way, But I think it's kind of funny that you can mute them and they have to listen to you. But did you see? I got a convection oven, Alexis, because my regular oven went out on me when I was doing that pizza that I did it in the skillet. So I thought, well, I'm going to give me a convection oven. So I got me a convection oven, and this has got a little more than 9 minutes to go. But it really heats it up, and I can't touch it anywhere on there except this part of the hand. This doesn't get hot, but every place else on it gets real, real hot. So, and it'll beep at me when it's done, and then I just stop and cancel it. But I think this is really nice. I had to do a little organizing this morning in my kitchen, cleaning things up, moving things around because I had my ice cream maker sitting here and a shelf in the corner, and I thought, I'm going to get rid of all that. So I put the ice cream maker out in the garage, put the shelf up in the closet, and I thought, I'm just going to leave this sit here because you guys can see it while it's baking. Because this is ideal, because you can do a turkey in here, you can do 2 16-inch pizzas. That's why I got this, because it holds 2 16-inch pizzas. Well, my pizzas are never that big anyway. But I've got my baking pan, my cookie sheet in there, and it goes the full length, and it fits in there marvelously. Oh, I do. I sure have. I call it nice cream. Yes. I make my ice cream out of coconut cream. Yes, it is. This is the Oster Extra Large one. They have some smaller ones there. But I like this, and this one's only $100, which I thought was a very good deal. And look how big it is. I mean, to get it in the house, let me tell you, by myself, anything in a box, when you buy anything brand new, it's real awkward because the box is you know, kind of hard to handle. So I get it in the house, and I thought, well, how am I going to get it in the kitchen? So then I set it in the hallway yesterday, and this morning I got it in the kitchen by just scooting it on the floor. No, this actually is not that heavy. But what makes it heavier is when it's in the box. You know, I couldn't even get it in the cart yesterday. Somebody came along and helped me get it in the cart. I had a hard time getting it out of the cart and into the trunk of my car. Nobody was there to help me, and I thought, how am I going to do this? But I managed to get it in the trunk of my car. I set it on the ground, then picked it up on both sides and got it in there just fine. I threw my back out, but I did it, you know. And then when I got it in the house, it's stainless steel. As you can see, it's stainless steel. And I threw my back out, and I thought, well, how am I going to get it from the trunk into my house? Boy, if that wasn't a job, you know, because everything's in my garage, and I got it as far as I could, and I got it to the door of my garage, the side, and then I just put it down, and when I got it in, I just scooted it. It makes it real easy that way, just to scoot it. But I'm glad it's in here. It's where it's going to stay. I'm not moving it. Okay, thank you. Thank you for coming in, Natasha. But this is where it's going to stay, because everything I had sitting here, I moved out of the way. You moved my Vitamix to the other side of the stove, because I couldn't get into the door if I didn't. Yeah, you're about right, Erlene. I mean, I could have my own thrift store as much stuff as I have. You know, it's really, and I keep telling Erlene, she's got so much stuff, she could have a Pampered Chef store. She could have her own Pampered Chef store, because she has bought so much. I mean, those people that are following her, if you've seen her unbox her stuff, she has her living room just loaded with Pampered Chef stuff. And I told her the other day, I says, I don't think you got room for it anymore, do you? You know, and she says that she has to put some food, she's had boxes of food she has to put in her bedroom because she hadn't put them anyplace else. Well, as long as nobody knows they're there and they're okay, you know, you got to make do with what you have. You know, that's what I have to do too. I have to move things around, and I've got some rolling carts that I'm putting food on and kind of getting it out of the way while I'm trying to rearrange my kitchen. I'm still not completely done, but I'm getting there. This, like I said, this is where it's going to stay. I got it there, and I'm not going to move it. You don't have a garage. I do have a garage, and I'm glad I do, because when in real cold days, I can keep my car in the garage. I don't have to worry about it getting rained on or getting snowed on, which we don't get a lot of snow here, but it is quite possible. We're getting rain today. So far, it's kind of quiet, and it's a little warmer today than it has been. We're in the 50s right now, about 53, 54, I think. So it's almost a nice spring weather today. Feels really good in here. I mean, the heat's on, but the furnace won't kick in. It'll stay off as long as it has to. I know it's nice to have a garage, isn't it, Alexis? Because you can keep your car in the garage, and you keep it out of the elements. Although I know where you're at, you probably wouldn't get snow. But still, it gets cold, and you would have frost in the morning. You'd have ice build up in your windshield with it in the garage. That's one thing I like about mine, because we have had days where it's well below freezing, like we did a few days ago. Below freezing, it stayed about 27, 28 at night for 3 nights in a row. Well, if my car was sitting out in the driveway, it had nothing but frost on it. And I don't have a scraper. And I thought, well, I'm not going to buy a scraper either. If I keep it in the garage, I don't have to worry about frost all over it. And I don't. It works perfectly. You know, I just love the garage. Mine's a 2-car garage, although you can't get 2 cars in it now because I got stuff on both sides. Yeah, so is mine, Alexis. My son keeps saying, Mom, why don't you clean out your garage? I says, because I don't live in it. Oh, my goodness. Wow, 26 in Louisiana. Woo, wow. But when my son told me, Mom, you need to clean out your garage, I tell him, well, I don't live in my garage. This is a storage place. I've got stuff in there I need to get out. I need to recycle some boxes. I got a lot of Pampered Chef boxes. I need to recycle those, get them out in the dumpster, and recycle them little by little by little, because I can't do them all at once. Oh, man. Oh, that's nice. Wow. That's nice, Alexis. Just like summer almost. Almost like summer. That's great. Oh, thank you for muting that person. 68 degrees. And thank you for all your prayers for my son. He did post up on Facebook that his surgery went fine. did say what the doctors had to do. They had to do a little scraping on his. For those that were not in here when I was talking about it, he had skin cancer right here by his right eye. He had to have it removed. It was a slow-growing melanoma, but the doctor thought he better get it off before it gets any worse. So yesterday was his surgery. He could not take himself to work or take himself there or back. So my daughter-in-law had to spend time. She had to wait until he was done. But anyway, they had to scrape it and then they had to dig it out. And he says he's going to have to use bandages and some ice packs for a little bit. Yes, it is. This is a stainless steel straw. I bought this at Walmart. I love it. And I didn't think that I would find those at Walmart, and I found it, and I thought, man, this is ideal to have. Yep, it's a stainless steel. Of course, this is a stainless steel. I bought this at Walmart too. It's a Rocky Mountain tumbler. It's a real nice tumbler. Really, and the things stay nice and cold. Yeah, they are very, very easy to wash. All those hearts. Who in the world put all those hearts up there? Is that a bot? Yep. You better mute that one. I'll go ahead and mute it. I'll mute that one. Let him stew for a while. Let him stew for a while. Oh, thank you. He won't be able to talk. He's going to be disabled. That's what's so sad about it. I know what it is to be muted by accident, and you can't say anything. There were so many things I wanted to say the other night when I was in this lady's scope, and I couldn't because she accidentally muted me. What happened was somebody had come in there and said they wanted to kill themselves. And I said, well, you don't want to. Well, she thought that he was still talking about killing himself, so she muted me instead of him. And she apologized. She gave me a public apology the next night, and she said, oh, I was so sorry, Karen. I didn't mean to mute you. I meant to mute you. Oh, I says, I know. It was just an accident. But I know what it is to be muted. You can't say a word. You watch everybody else type, and every time I hit the screen to put hearts on it, it kept saying, your chat is disabled for this broadcast. And I'm thinking, yeah, I know it's disabled, and that's what's so bad about it. But I like that system that they have now, because you can choose to mute them or you can choose to block them. If you mute them, they can't say anything the rest of the broadcast. They can either stay in and listen or they can leave. Of course, if you block them, they never can come back in. So I like that because I can mute them or block them at the very end too, whatever I choose to do. Hi, Messy Mouse. Good to see you. Welcome. Thank you to everybody that's coming in. I appreciate all the people that come in here. It's because of you that I'm in here. It's like Alexa said. She'd be standing in her kitchen talking to herself. There, now it's done. I'm going to stop this and hit cancel. There we go. Now I'm going to move this out of the way. Now I'll go get my stuff to get it out. And you can see what I'm doing. Everything. There. Instead of 12, I got 6. But don't those look good? Look at those. Wow. I can put it down just a little bit so you can see them better. Look at those. Don't they look good? Look at those. And they look so hearty too, don't they? I'm not going to eat them right away because they're a little bit hot. Yeah, I know. And made out of chickpeas. Chickpeas are so versatile, that you could do so much with chickpeas now, And like I said, I had taken the aquafaba from yesterday and made my marshmallows with it. And so, have a maple syrup recipe. You know something? No, I don't. But that's something I can go look for. I know they do, don't they? They look like cookies. No, I don't have a maple syrup recipe. But that gives me something to go look for. Yeah, I know. Like I said, I'm going to post this because I don't want to delve into these until I post it up on Facebook. You're welcome. Because I like to post my recipes and my pictures up on Facebook because there are many people that like to try my recipes, see if they like them. Not everybody's going to, of course, but if you want to try them, go right ahead because it's simple. Yeah, they are. They're just like fritters. Absolutely. And they're good and done. They're very good and done. And like I said, it didn't call for parchment paper, but I put the parchment paper on because I wanted to be able to get them off of here a lot easier. I didn't want them sticking to my baking pan. So that's why I did that. I love parchment paper. Whoever invented it, boy, they knew what they were doing, because it's really great to have parchment paper, you know. And I'm just going to put this back a little bit and push this up just a little bit so you can still see it. There we go. Whoever invented the parchment paper, I love the parchment paper. It's the best stuff ever. And this thing, when I first got this out of the box, I went and set the time on it right away. And I couldn't find the instructions because I hadn't gotten to them yet. And I thought, well, I can figure out how to set the clock myself. So I did that. Oh, yes, it is. I have an ice cream maker, but I also have my Vitamix. You can take like strawberries and almond milk, or raspberries and almond milk, or whatever, and mix it up and make your own ice cream. No, you don't grease the parchment paper, because nothing sticks to the parchment paper. Nothing sticks to it. These will not stick. They'll come right off. I'm just going to leave them because they're a little hot right now. But you don't need to grease the parchment paper. Never. I never have greased the parchment paper, because they'll come right up. But these really look good. Vegan ice cream. There's a lot of recipes for Vitamix out there on ice cream. I can make it either in the Vitamix or my ice cream maker, because I have a Cuisinart ice cream maker. I can make it in either one. I like to make it a lot of times in the Vitamix, because it makes just enough for one meal, and I can use it up because it makes it soft serve. And that's what I like, a soft serve ice cream. What you put in making the ice cream maker, you put it in the freezer, and you have to, sit it out to get into it, or it's like a solid rock, like concrete. You can't scoop it out, so you have to leave it sit out a little bit, maybe a half hour or something, and then you can scoop it out of your ice cream container. But I'll be ready to make some again this summer. I love ice cream. Strawberries. You can just take plain strawberries and ice, and I've seen them do it on QVC, just strawberries and ice, and make ice cream too. Just whatever you want to do. I really do enjoy making stuff like that for summer, because it's very... Oh man, I'm getting bots in here today. Can you catch that one? That's another bot again. Let me mute this one. Let me mute that one. There. Okay, thank you. Thank you for muting them. Yes, it is. Ice cream is very healthy. What you make yourself is healthy. What you buy in the store is not. Take a gander at the ingredients of the ice cream you buy in the store. You know what jumped out at me, and I never was aware of this before, but what jumped out at me was propylene glycol. If you know what propylene glycol is, it's antifreeze. Maybe they don't put very much in it, but who in the heck wants to eat ice cream with antifreeze in it? But and it's that jumped right out at me, and I thought, oh my goodness, why do I want to eat ice cream with propylene glycol in it? Oh, yeah, they're back all right. Yes, so be sure that you check your ingredients carefully on everything that you buy, because it can have stuff in there that you should not be putting in your body, or not good. If you don't know where some of those chemicals come from, like I said, the manufacturers make everything with preservatives. We make ourselves, and what Alexis makes, what I make, anybody else does, cooking scopes, we don't use preservatives. So therefore, they're not going to last as long. We're going to have to freeze them or whatever, get them used in a relatively short period of time. Now, when you get preservatives in the things in the store, they'll last a little bit longer, so you don't have to worry about, freezing them up right away. But you got to be diligent and look at the ingredients. I decided to do that one day. I thought, I'm going to get a carton of ice cream out of the freezer there at the store and see what it has in it. And when I saw that propylene glycol, I says, oh my goodness. And I was glad that I had started to make my own ice cream before then. Oh man, you don't realize how making your own ice cream, it tastes so freaking good. I know Alexis can make her own ice cream as well. You can make it any flavor you want. Well, I'm not going to bite into them right now, because I'm there I want to post it up on Facebook. So they probably taste very good. I mean, chickpeas don't. They do have a little taste to them, but when you add other stuff to them, it really makes them better. How would you make chocolate ice cream? I would use carob. I have a powder, a carob powder that is vegan that I would use. Now, when I make my ice cream in my Vitamix or my ice cream maker, I use coconut cream as the base. And if I want to put strawberries in, I'll put strawberries in. If I want to make chocolate, I'll just use the carob and make it that way. And you can even put ice in it as well to make it colder. Yes, that's what I use, carob. And when I made the muffins the other day, when I made the chocolate muffins, that's exactly what they were made out of carob. You're a confirmed beef eater, you wouldn't like them. Well, you can't say that you wouldn't like them without trying them. People that say they wouldn't like them because they're meat eaters and because they're not meat, you know, that's not a fair statement to make because you're not willing to try them. Once you try them and you like them, you know, you might go back and eat them again. You know, people say that they're meat eaters and they aren't willing to try. I was a meat eater for many, many years, but I became vegan and now I love it. I love being vegan. I won't go back to meat again. I see it in the store and I just walk right past it. You have to be diligent. What are chickpeas? They're garbanzo beans. That's another name for them, garbanzo beans. They're from the bean family. They're just little round, they look like little pebbles like that. I also have dried chickpeas as well. I can show you some dried ones. Now these are the dried ones. These are, yes, after you open them in the can, yes, a lot of the recipes call for smashing them because if you're going to put them like on a sandwich or something, like I've done recipes for sandwiches, you want to smash them because you don't want them whole. Yeah, these are garbanzo beans. These are the dried. You take these and you can cook these like in your Instapot or, no, I don't. Some people do, but I don't peel them. I think it's a waste of time. Some people don't want to take the skins off, but I leave the skins on. And when I mash them into a bowl, I just mash them skin and all. I think it would be a little difficult to get the skins off, you know, so I don't even bother. I do, though. I have, like, almonds. Now, that's different. When I would make my almond milk, I take the almonds and I soak them overnight. And after I get done soaking them, I rinse them real well. And you know what I do? I take the skins off because I like to take the skins off for the almond milk. That's just me. A lot of people wouldn't do that, but it makes it a little bit better. But when it comes to the chickpeas, no. See, like I said, these are dried. You cook these up, and they're going to get as soft as what's in the can. Put these in your Instapot. Quick cooker like Alexis has for Pantry Chef, whatever you have, or a pressure cooker, whatever, and cook them up. They're dried. Basically, what I bought these for is to make chickpea flour. Because with my Vitamix, all I have to do is dump a cup or two of this into my Vitamix, turn it on, put it on variable speed, and it will turn these here into flour. That's why I do it, because some recipes call for chickpea flour, and I don't keep it on hand all the time. I just make enough for a recipe, and then I have to go make some more. But you can buy these like at Walmart, any store that's in your area, you can buy these. And this is a 2-pound bag. No, it's only a 1-pound bag. But if you want to make your own chickpea flour and stuff, you go ahead and do that. That's what I do. I make my own flours. I take my oatmeal and I put it in my Vitamix and I make oat flour out of it. You can also take rice and make rice flour. Sometimes I take whole flax seeds and I make flax meal. It's amazing what you can do with things like that. I have a store that I shop at that I can get the flax seeds, or I can get the flax meal, or I get whole almonds and whole cashews, which are very expensive now, but they're raw. That's what I deal with. I deal with nothing but raw cashews, raw almonds, no salt, no nothing in them. They're better that way. when I make my almond milk, I can just flavor it up with maybe a little bit of vanilla, a little bit of salt or whatever. And I have made almond milk before. It's been a long time ago, but I can make my own almond milk. I've never made cashew milk, but that's another thing you can try. Cashews are quite expensive. They're something like $6 and something a pound. But I buy those and I keep them in the refrigerator because they'll go rancid if you don't. You know, it's better to keep them almost the same way. You got to keep them in a refrigerator or freezer as well. So it's better for them that way. That way they're always fresh that you can use them. I do the same thing with my walnuts and my pecans. I put the bag in the freezer. They don't freeze themselves. They don't freeze, but it keeps them from anything going wrong with them. You know, and flax seeds are another one that you've got to keep in the freezer because they will go rancid and they'll spoil on you and they will not taste good. You know, and flax meal, same thing. So I keep everything like that in my refrigerator or my freezer, and I use it when I need it, so it's there. But if you want to see these again, I think I can hold this up now. There. See, this is what they look like. Don't they look good? Hi, good to see you. Welcome. Those look real good, and I'm going to take them and post these up on Facebook and post the recipe up there and let people know that you can make them yourself. They're simple to make. And if you love chickpeas, which I do, they're so versatile. You can use them just about on anything anymore, you know. And I've made so many things with chickpeas, you know, and a lot of things with tofu as well. But I think what makes these so pretty is they're colorful. I mean, look at the colors in them with the carrots and the celery and all that. They're really colorful. Really, really colorful. Hi, Mark. Good to see you. Here's my chickpea burgers. I put them in my convection oven, which did a real good job of baking them. It did a real good job, and I'm really liking it, and I'm glad I got it. Oh, you're looking for a wife? Well, this is not the place to look for that. If you want to go look for a wife, you can't look for it on Periscope. I'm sorry. None of us are interested. I'm not interested. I'm 70 years old. I'm not interested in a wife, and I'm not interested in a husband, and I'm not interested at all. So you've come to the wrong Periscope. You've come to the wrong Periscope because I'm not interested in it. There's somebody else. Let me mute that one. Oh my goodness, they're out in full force today. They're out in full force. My goodness, these bots. I haven't had bots in several days because I'll get all done with my Periscope and I'll look to see if there's any bots, and there aren't. It seems like Alexis is always getting them, and since I'm not in her live scope, I go into a replay and I see somebody that said something that Alexis missed, and I thought nobody else caught that. If I'd have been in there, I would have got them for abuse and things like that. But you know, it's crazy. Yeah, they're back, all right. Yeah, I know. You don't catch a lot of them. You don't catch a lot of them, Alexis. There, when I watched your Periscope, you have a lot of trolls. You don't have bots, but you have trolls. Absolutely, you got the trolls. You've got the bad trolls. And some of those are really bad. I mean, I saw one the other day that she gives them 3 strikes and they're out. That Peak fella. And I think he came back in, and he was another, because I was in that scope, and he was in on the first time, and I think he came back with another username. There are people out there that you got to be so careful of. Now there is a gentleman, if you want to call him that. I use the name loosely. He was Alexis's stalker. Well, Tiny P, that's right, Alexis. Alexis has a stalker, and he has something like 40 different accounts. He used to be on nothing but Twitter. He is on Periscope now. He tried to follow me one day, and I knew exactly who it was because Alexis had warned me about him. So every time he tries to follow me, I block him because he is nothing but a pain in the butt. He is horrible. He makes so many different accounts, and he's been after her, now he's after me. I don't know if he's looking for a wife or what he's doing, but he is always after her. He's after me. He might be after another woman for by now. I don't know. I haven't seen him around lately, but every time he comes into Alexis's scope and I see him in there, I mute him right away or I get him out of there. I block him because he does come in there, and she doesn't always see him because she doesn't catch all the comments because she's busy with her cooking and what have you. But we're in there to help her out. And by the way, while she's here, if anybody is in here, you're not following Alexis, take the time and go to her Facebook page, Pampered Chef Facebook page, and follow her. And if you want to be a consultant or you want to host a show, which I'll be doing this next week, hosting a party, let her know and she will set you up. If you want to buy anything, just let her know, because she has a virtual catalog there that you can take a gander through and find whatever you want. She does have a full-time job. You're welcome, Alexis. She does have a full-time job, but Pampered Chef is her side business. And she is trying to make money in that too. So, and I want to tell everybody, and I know Alexis will probably say the same thing too, but I will be hosting a party starting next Wednesday, the 23rd to the 29th of January. I will invite everybody to come in that can to buy from me or whatever, because I'm trying to get some free stuff too. I know my daughter said she would. Erlene said she would. And I've never done it before. I was a little apprehensive, but then I thought, well, what the heck? I might as well. Others have done it too that didn't really know what they were doing, so I might as well give it a try. It can't be that bad, you know. I'm not a pushy person, though. I will tell you that. I'm not a pushy person, so I'm just hoping that people will buy. But my daughter keeps telling me, well, Mom, people know you on Periscope. You're well known. You do cooking scope, so you shouldn't be a hard time trying to get anybody to buy from me. She's probably right. The ones that do cooking scopes are going to have a better chance of getting people. Although Gayleen didn't do too bad, and she doesn't scope, I don't think. But she didn't do too bad, you know. But maybe if she scoped, she might have done a little bit better, you know. But I try to promote Alexis, you know, and promote anybody that's having a party, which Karen Ames is having a party now, so you can go in there and buy from her right now. She's the host of a party right now until next Tuesday. So you can check with her and see if you want to buy anything, or you can wait until mine comes up and then you can buy from me, whatever you want to do. I'm not a pushy person. It's whatever you want to do. But I just hope and pray that I do make some money from it. I know I'm going to have a couple sales just from Erlene and my daughter, but if anybody else is wanting to buy from me, that's great, you know, because I want to get some free stuff. I want to be like Erlene. I mean, she's gotten free stuff twice, because she hosted once. She got some free stuff then. Her name was drawn once, and she got some more free stuff. She has the luck. She has all the luck, and that's what I'm saying. She looks like she got a Pampered Chef store, because she has got so many things that she's going to have to expand her apartment, because she's got so much. She's going to have to put stuff outside because she can't have a place to put it anymore, you know. But she is such a great lady, and I appreciate her so much, you know, talking to her. And I appreciate Lexus too. I hope to. Yes, I do. We've talked on video already. We've on Messenger. Or iMessage. We did video chats. We have video chats, so we know what each other looks like. So we have done that, and that was fun when we did that. And if you've never talked to Alexis on the phone, that is a thrill too. When Alexis called me one day, it was a thrill. I was so looking forward to that. She's such a sweet lady to talk to, you know, and she's not a pushy lady at all. You go to buy something, and if she realizes that it's not for you, she'll tell you so. She's not going to make you buy anything or let you buy anything that will not fit your lifestyle. You know, please don't try to buy something that you know you're never going to use, because it's just a waste of money. Everything that I have bought so far, I have used it. I use the measure-alls all the time, the adjustable spoons. I use my Pampered Chef pans, which I didn't use today, but I'll be using them again. I use all that stuff. I love every bit of it. And now I'm going to be making me some potatoes so I can use this. Because like I said last night when I unboxed my Pampered Chef, I have a tendency to put potatoes in a pan and then just walk away and let them go. The next thing I know, water's getting all over my stove because I didn't watch it. What are my favorite tools? Well, one of my favorites is this, the garlic press. I use this almost every day. Whenever I have garlic to put into a recipe, this is my go-to. I did not buy this. Erlene got this for me as a gift, and I believe if Alexis, you can count me if I'm wrong. I think this is $18. If I'm wrong, let me know. I think something like that. She paid for it, and she told me she didn't want me buying it because she was getting it for me as a gift. And you know, it's the best gift I ever had because I love it. There's also This is something, I don't use this a lot, but I use this when I make whipped cream. Yes, it was. It's a staple. This is something I'm going to be making whipped cream on Periscope again. This is the whipped cream maker. I love this thing. This does a real good job of making whipped cream. You got a fill line here. You can't go any higher than the fill line. But you pump and pump and pump this thing. And when you can tell when you're getting it to the point where it's whipped cream because it's harder to pump. It gives your arms a workout. Believe me, if you want muscles, get this thing because you're going to get muscles. It's a real good thing. Now, this is something else that I did not buy. Erlene got me this as well. I love this thing. This is so good. And, oh, it's 19. Well, I was close. I wasn't sure, Alexis. I was close. I thought it was $18, $19. You absolutely. And I take and make my whipped cream out of, I've got cans of full-fat coconut cream. You put it in the refrigerator and you get it cold overnight, and you put it into the whipped cream maker and maybe add like a little vanilla or a little powdered sugar, regular sugar, and whip it up, and it makes very good whipped cream. Yeah, 25. 25. That's what I figured. It was about 25. I tell you one thing, it's the best thing I've ever had because, you know, before that I would try to make whipped cream with your mixer. Boy, it takes forever and a day to mix it, and it doesn't want to do it. This will do it a lot quicker. However, yes, coconut cream. However, you've got to make sure, and Alexis has told me of this, and I believe she's right. Whenever you want to make whipped cream in the whipped cream maker, don't have liquid in your milk or your cream. If you use whipped cream or what if you use solid cream or whatever, make sure the liquid is gone. That was my problem. When I did the coconut cream, I didn't get all the water out of it at first, of the coconut milk, and it was watery in there, and it will not whip up. So you got to make sure you get it whipped up completely. You know, get that water out of there. You know, and try to drain it off. But now I buy the coconut cream, which is thicker than your regular coconut milk, and it's easier to get the water out of it. And I use that for muffins. I use it for different things, cookies or whatever. Well, this is coconut cream. This is made out of coconut. Or look at that. Alexis said I'm master of the coconut whipped cream. Well, I guess so. I've made quite a bit of it, Alexis. I love it. This is coconut cream. It's made out of coconut. It's very, I'll show you a can. It's very good. Let me find a can of it. I think I've got one sitting here somewhere. Here's one. Okay. It says coconut cream on it, and it's unsweetened. Well, like I said, what you have to do with this is you have to stick it in your refrigerator because it has to be chilled because it won't work unless it's chilled. And then you make sure when you take it out of the refrigerator that you do not shake it. You set it, you take it out and leave it the way it is. Take your lid off and drain the water and get the liquid off. Don't have any liquid in it. And you can be able to scoop the cream right out. Sometimes what I do is I will put it upside down in the refrigerator, and that way the water is at the very bottom. Yeah, you can do that. Yes, you can. Or I can take some carob and add and make carob coconut cream. You can do that too. But this is real good for making whipped cream. This is real good for making ice cream as well. It does have the coconut taste, but if you don't mind coconut, it's delicious, actually. This is very, very good. That coconut whipped cream I've used many times. It is so freaking delicious. And it's better for you than your Cool Whip you buy in the store because that's got a lot of chemicals in it. This has only got, you put your vanilla in it, and maybe put a little powdered sugar, regular sugar, and that's all you put in it. That's it. And this comes from, this is unsweetened. You don't want to get the sweetened kind, but this is plain coconut. That is very simple. That's what I love making whipped cream with that. And if you can find your way to get anything from Pampered Chef, do it. But you have to be diligent and not buy everything all at once. You can only buy a few things at a time. Now, Alexis keeps telling me that I got more cookware than she has. That's only because Erlene happened to buy the 6-piece cookware set, and I entered the contest, and my name was drawn, so that I ended up getting the cookware set, and I paid her back for it. Oh man. Okay, I hope you get to feeling better. That's terrible. That flu is hitting everybody hard this year. You better go get some rest, because that's hitting everybody very hard. After my son got home from, you're welcome. After my son got home from Israel, he was there a week. He came home from Israel, and he got a cold after that. He had a hard time shaking it. He's in his 40s. He had a very hard time shaking it, but he finally got over it, and then he has this surgery he had to deal with. 45 minutes away. Started Monday. Well, I hope you get to feeling better. This is Thursday. I had a cold for about a week, and I was weak as weak could be. I would go to bed at 6 o'clock at night and wake up at 6 o'clock the next morning. I could not stay awake, and I would sleep the whole entire time because I was so weak from all the coughing I was doing. And I couldn't hardly walk. I was so weak as weak could be, and it was absolutely terrible. I was so glad when I got over it. I'm feeling so much better now. I got over it, and I'm back to the way I should be. Oh my goodness, 7 to 10 days. Oh my. Yes, I do. I wash my hands a lot. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I know. You can wash your hands often, but you can still get colds, because it's in the air. Colds are in the air. If somebody has a cold and they just breathe on you or they cough or something, I try to avoid that. If I've got a cold and I'm coughing, I'm going to make sure I put my head in my sleeve or whatever, make sure I don't cough it out so somebody else got, out of respect for other people, I don't want other people catching what I have, But I actually got it because my ex-husband came over Christmas. He had a cold when he got here. And then to top it all off, the house had gotten cold because the furnace stopped working. So we slept in a cold house. That didn't help. So between the two, really hit me hard. But once I got the furnace working, then I was warm again. But then I had the cold to fight, and I finally got over it. And I'm glad of that, because those things are no fun to have. Being sick is no fun. I don't wish that on anybody. I don't at all. You just need to take good care of yourself. Stay out of the cold air. Right now it's in the 50s. It's very, very pleasant here right now. It's in the 50s. So it's not bad at all. And I'm glad. I've got to go let my dogs out. Just a minute. They wanted out, so I had to let them out. It's in the 50s right now. We've been, I'll put the exception of maybe this morning and yesterday morning. Before that, we were in the about 26, 27 degrees in the morning. So when I'd walk the dogs, I would really bundle up with my coat. It had a hood on it, and I also put a hat on that I had made, and I'd wear gloves to try to keep warm. But there was one morning, it was too cold, and I says, I'm not walking the dogs when it was that cold. So I didn't walk them because it was colder than that. And I says, you can just wait until it warmed up. So once it warmed up and got in the 30s, it was above freezing, then I took them for their walk. But I try to walk them every morning if I can. I try to get my exercise because, that helps too. Eating properly and getting a lot of exercise. I'm glad to hear that Alexis is using her elliptical every morning, her exercise thing. Those are great. If you can't walk, you might as well use an exercise bike or whatever you can, When the weather, I only walk when weather permits. If it's raining, I don't walk. Now, I don't have an exercise bike. I probably should get one. But I just forego it until the weather gets better, and then I walk. Summertime, no problem. Because we don't get rain here in the summer. We go all summer. It may stop raining around April or May. We don't get rain again until October, November. That's how bad it is. So I can walk them every day of the week. So, which I do walk them a lot. But, right now our weather's pretty good. It's raining. I think it's raining right now. We got rain in the forecast for today, so it's raining right now. But other than that, the weather's pretty good, and I'm feeling pretty good. And I'm going to have to eat these pretty quick before they get too awful cold. Because I want to take a picture of them and put them up on Facebook. And I don't know what I'll be making tomorrow, if I'll be coming on tomorrow. You just have to wait and see. hopefully I will. And I heard you're coming on tonight, Alexis. What time you'll be coming on tonight? Because my daughter told me that you'll be coming on tonight. Because I watched your replay, but I didn't get to the very end of it. So yeah, I'll be ready for you to come on tonight if you come on. So I'll be waiting for that and be following you for sure and be sharing it out and everything. So, and be sure to share Alexis's scopes out. She gives meaningful scopes. Her scopes are oh my goodness, what the world? Oh, that person needs to be blocked. Oh my goodness. Oh, you have to get dinner done. Okay. Wow. Somebody come in and told me to die. Oh my goodness. That person must be miserable. Oh my goodness. Oh, you need to cut the pineapple. Oh, that's cool. That's going to be interesting, Alexis. Ooh, I'll be in there to watch that. So if anybody's following Alexis, go into her Periscope tonight when she's on. You know, and welcome back, Damon. Or if you haven't been here, welcome. Here's my chickpea burgers. I'm going to get ready to post them up on Facebook. I'm getting ready to eat them in a little bit. Hi, good to see you. I'm getting ready to eat these in a little bit. Give you the recipe. And David, I don't know if you were in here the other day when I was trying to do that pizza, but since my oven died, I got me a convection oven, which is real good. Ooh, those sound good, Alexis. Oh, man. Yeah, this did these real well. Didn't they do a good job? That convection oven did a real good job. So I'm real pleased with it. But I'm going to have to go right now. I'm going a little bit so I can eat these because I haven't had my lunch yet. So I'm going to go. And I'll try to come on sometime tomorrow. I'll find something to do and come on tomorrow. But in the meantime, thank you all for coming in and sharing this out and being here because I don't have to talk to myself that way. I'm like Alexis. If nobody come in our Periscopes, we'd be talking to ourselves. I mean, she'd be talking to her dog. I'd be talking to my two dogs, and they don't talk back. So, of course, she got her mom to talk to and Bryce. I don't have anybody but my dogs, and I don't want to talk to them because they're not going to talk back to me. They're just going to look at me like I've lost my marbles. So without you, I wouldn't be able to do this. So thank you very much for coming in and sharing this out and being here for me, the live viewers as well as the replay viewers later on. I hope you all have a great and marvelous day. You take care, and until we meet again, God bless, and bye-bye.